2023, appointed KPMG Ghana, KPMG, an audit, tax, and advisory services firm, to audit within 2 weeks a transaction between GRA and SML. The President stated the following as KPMG's terms of reference. A, conduct an audit to ascertain the rationale on needs assessment performed prior to the contract approval by GRA and assess how the arrangement aligns with specific needs. Assess the appropriateness of the contracting methodology, verifying compliance with legal standards and industry best practices in the procurement process for the selection of SML. Evaluate the degree of alignment between current activities and the stipulated contract scope, identifying any deviations. Evaluate the value or benefits that SML has so far offered to GR through its engagement. Review the financial arrangements, including pricing structures, payment terms, and the resolution of any financial compliance issues. And finally, submit a report on your findings on the above together with appropriate recommendations. On 2 January 2024, the Director of Communications at the Jubilee House released a press statement informing the public of the KPMG appointment and also that the President had directed the suspension of the performance of the SML contracts pending the submission by KPMG of the audit report. By a letter dated 2 January 2024, the Chief of Staff at the Presidency transmitted the President's directive of the suspension of the performance of the SML contracts to the Commissioner General of GRA. The KPMG report. KPMG submitted its audit report to the President on 27 March 2024 with the following key findings. 1, that there was no specifically commissioned and purpose needs assessment report, except standalone industry analysis and reports which were issued post the contracting of SML. 2, SML was initially contracted by GRA without the required approval of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA. 3, there was no evidence of the required parliamentary approval for the award of multi-year contracts to SML. 4, there was no evidence that the 2018 and 2019 contracts awarded to SML were effected with the required consideration and approval of the GRA board. 5, GRA did not institute monitoring and evaluation processes to assess the performance of SML in respect of transaction audit services. 6, SML delivered partially on the transaction audit services and GRA may not have obtained all the expected benefits from the service. 7, SML delivered partially on the external price verification services and GRA may not have obtained all the expected benefits from the service. 8, in respect of measurement audit for downstream petroleum, there was reported incremental volume that is attributable to the involvement of SML determined at 1.70 billion liters for the period, which translates to incremental revenue of 2.45 billion cedis attributable to the involvement of SML. 9, in respect of upstream petroleum audit, SML was yet to deploy and implement its system to commence operations at the time of the KPMG review, and that activities toward implementation have been halted following the President's directive to suspend the performance of the contract. And 10, SML was yet to commence measurement audit of the mineral sector at the time of the KPMG review. On the back of their key findings, KPMG offered the following relevant resolution options by way of recommendations. First, they said, Consolidated Assurance Revenue Services contract signed in October 2023 presented complexities, including legal and cost value concerns that needed to be resolved. That if the contract is terminated, it could trigger specific financial obligations on the Government of Ghana, GOG, and GRA as follows. A, liability to settle SML for services rendered but not yet paid. B, GOG and GRA are not entitled to a refund of any compensation already paid to SML, regardless of the termination clause. And C, if the contract is terminated without cause, GOG and GRA become liable to pay SML an equivalent of the fair value of SML's investment in the contract. If the contract is terminated, the investment claimed to have been made by SML should be valid. SML did not provide supporting documentation on its investment in the contract. KPMG appeared to favor orderly resolution based on systematic impact, cost to the state, sustainability, complexity, and deliverability, and public trust and implication as follows. In respect of upstream petroleum and minerals audit, we've taken our time to lay it out because these are very important. We'll come back to it in a minute. In respect of upstream petroleum and minerals audit, KPM recommended parliamentary approval should be sought to regularize the contract, that the contract should be subjected to a technical needs and value for money assessment to ensure that the services are justified and the fees are proportionate to and commensurate with the services rendered, and that MOF, GRA, and SML should conduct extensive engagement with relevant stakeholders to ensure awareness creation and stakeholder buy-in and alignment. Then in respect of transaction audit and external price verification, these services, partially delivered, require comprehensive review to assess their ongoing relevance, especially viewed in light of the implementation of the Integrated Customs Management System, ICUMS, which has portended a duplication of external price databases and research services provided by SML. By utilizing ICUMS capabilities for external price verification, the services provided by SML should be reassessed to optimize efficiency and adapt to evolving business dynamics. And in respect of downstream petroleum audit, based on the reckoning that SML had gained 4 years' experience and had become more proficient, the contract price should be renegotiated, including consideration of shifting from a variable to a fixed fee structure. And finally, in respect of this matter, KPMG said consideration should be given to incorporating periodic monitoring and evaluation at least every 2 years to formally assess the performance of the components of the contract and related key performance indicators. Now, the OSP full investigation. Upon the conclusion of preliminary investigation, and upon the reckoning that the facts and circumstances of the case reasonably indicated that an investigation may be conducted to prevent or prosecute corruption or corruption-related offenses, especially in light of the KPMG report, which the OSP incorporated into its preliminary investigation, the special prosecutor, in pursuance of his mandate, assigned the case to authorized officers of the OSP for a full investigation. Our review of the KPMG report firmed up our opening of a full investigation on 3 main grounds. First, the major factual findings in the KPMG report tallied with our preliminary findings. Second, the KPMG report, much like our preliminary investigation, turned up more critical questions than answers, which required further investigation. Third, the KPMG audit's work and outcome differed significantly from the OSP investigation and likely outcome. Members of the press, while KPMG rightly identified the overall objective of its assignment as reviewing the work and activities of SML in relation to the contracts with the state and assessing the propriety of procurement and contracting processes as well as the appropriateness of cost-value analysis in the performance of the contracts, the OSP's work in this case is a criminal corruption and corruption-related investigation of not just assessing the propriety and appropriateness of acts and activities in the context of the SML contracts, but also examining the criminal culpability or otherwise of implicated persons, which is wider in scope and outlook than the audit work of KPMG. Then again, while the OSP's preliminary findings accorded with the major actual findings in the KPMG report, the OSP found itself unable to agree with some major conclusions drawn by KPMG, especially in respect of accountability and value for money. The OSP investigation was concluded on 3 October 2025 after extensive surveillance, comprehensive review, and analysis of hundreds of relevant and related documents at MOF, GRA, and PPA, and digital and electronic review and analysis of thousands of relevant related documents and computer servers and hard drive components retrieved from 2 premises of SML at Osu in Accra and in Tema, and assets of SML at relevant depots, and the discovery and validation of electronic communication among the persons of interest, especially as a good number of the public officers involved did not use their official email addresses. The OSP conducted comprehensive interviews of 31 persons of interest in respect of the investigation. The identities of the interviewees are disclosed where necessary. The OSP collaborated with several public institutions, including the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Revenue Authority, National Security Secretariat, Ghana Police Service, National Intelligence Bureau, National Signals Bureau, Financial Intelligence Center, National Petroleum Authority, Petroleum Commission, Public Procurement Authority, and Office of the Registrar of Companies. The OSP also collaborated with several financial institutions. In augmentation of the expertise and skill of the authorized officers of the OSP, the office also relied on expert opinion of persons in the revenue assurance setup in transaction audit, external price verification, measurement audit of downstream petroleum, upstream petroleum audit, and measurement audit in the mineral sector. KPMG officers also assisted the OSP in the verification of their own analysis and conclusions. The OSP investigation establishes the following. 1. There was no genuine need for contracting SML for the obligations it purported to perform, and that the contracts were secured for SML through self-serving official patronage, sponsorship, and promotion based on false and unverified claims. 2. The SML contracts were attended by egregious statutory breaches, as mandatory prior approvals were wantonly disregarded by relevant officials who acted with increased and emboldened impunity. 3. There was no established financial management system of monitoring and verification to ensure that the Republic was obtaining the value for the money it was paying to SML, and that the payment channels to SML were set on automatic mode, detached from actual performance, causing financial loss to the public. Members of the press, investigation outcomes are based on the following events and analysis. The genesis. On 27 January 2017, Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta assumed office as the Minister of Finance of Ghana. He would serve in this position till 14 February 2024. Barely 3 weeks after Mr. Ofori-Atta's assumption of office, SMEL was incorporated, that is Strategic Monitoring, the full name? Strategic Mobilization Entrepreneurship Limited. That was how it was incorporated first, SMEL, on 14 February 2017 by a timber merchant.
All right, so good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. This is Inside Pages on the Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. That's on your radio dial. And we're always grateful knowing that you tune in every morning to watch the show. Now, let me also say that the Here on Inside Pages, essentially what we do is that we dig deep into the newspapers that are making the rounds in the course of the week. We look out for what we believe are the most topical issues for the week, as reported by the newspapers, and then we invite the right guests and ask them the relevant questions, of course, on your behalf, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So, the OSP, I'm talking about the Office of the Special Prosecutor, says that Ken Ofori-Atta will be charged formally by the end of the month. And it's not just Ken Ofori-Atta, but there are several other former government officials who would be suffering the same fate. Now, this follows a detailed investigations into some alleged corruption and related offenses. The OSP held a news conference and, of course, told us that there's been a comprehensive investigations, that these investigations have uncovered evidence of serious financial irregularities involving top officials at the Finance Ministry and the Ghana Revenue Authority, as well as individuals connected to the Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. Now, Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited itself has fired back and is disagreeing with the Office of the Special Prosecutor on many of the claims or the assertions or the allegations that they have made. We'll bring you a detailed response from SML as far as yesterday's press conference is concerned. And so, but The man in question, and the main person who is at the eye of the storm, I'm talking about the Ken Ofori-Atta, is not in town. He's outside of this country. He's in America. Ken Ofori-Atta tells us that he's recuperating from a recent surgery that he's had to undergo because he has prostate cancer. But there are some also saying that the former finance minister is only running away from accountability, and that if indeed he's bold and courageous and confident that he has done nothing wrong, there's nothing stopping him from coming to Ghana and to face accountability. Of course, closely related to that are also calls by some sections of the public, in fact, the legal fraternity, will say, look, it should be easy for the man to be charged into absentia and tried and prosecuted in absentia. It's come up several times. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has said, no, they won't do that. They need the man to be physically present, charge, caution statements taken, and then they'll take it from there. So we don't know where all of this is going to end. But there's a second matter which we intend to look at on the show this morning, and it has to do with a matter which has caused some kind of an emotional, how do I even call it? Some kind of an emotional firestorm, yes, if you like. And it has to do with a public declaration by our own Education Minister, Harry Nedriso, who's MP for Tamale South, that Ghana Education Service and heads of second cycle institutions are to take full control of student behavior in school. And he says that there are growing concerns over indiscipline following heated debate on social media about student hairstyles and grooming standards. He thinks that the schools exist to mold character, not to host beauty contests. So what he's saying is a part of disciplinary measures. Headmasters and GES are condemnedly empowered to take full control of how students behave on their campuses, so that anybody who thinks that their child will walk into any institution of learning as if the child was to attend a beauty contest, the school environment is not for that purpose and not cut for that purpose, and will not tolerate that as an institution. But there's some saying that it's a modern society, but these rules are very archaic, and that in modern Ghana, that really shouldn't be a problem, and that somebody should tell us exactly what the correlation or the nexus or the relationship between how a person dresses as decides to leave their hair on and how that affects the education, or even if it impacts on their moral character. Some people are questioning and asking that question. They want to know, what really is the correlation? You know, if I leave my hair on, does that mean I'm not serious? And when I cut my hair, does that mean I'm a serious person? You know, so those questions have come up quite interestingly. And so my guest will weigh in on this matter after this break.
Chia woni nara me din ede baby da pa me dia de sonko kra na ebremo nya ode to aduane mo ama waduane e de pa na me de bremo eno any some spices dey emu wa no bebre o various flavors ubenya eya akoko ubenya nantwie ye de gu jollof ma emu ye de ubenya ye de gu nkwan ye de gu froye mu ho na kope bito na ema waduane enye de unye minia ye nkon ye konko tie nyankofo eka.
Autant de communication, we all enjoy Oduba, that Samu spices.
What in the essence, don't fight. I'm going to get it. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy, so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Nyama chicken.
Samu spices. In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Yawa chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors are for Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Krato Yatum.
Wabedum, Tamasun. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwema Besisia. Abo. Mozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her. Oh, dash. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Uncle. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Uncle. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
Na mom hwe na ndadanya waso mosquito coil esudi wo mu mu na say spray wo dan mu so a twan sima aduonum ansa na akodan no mu
Enkratoi FDA agiatum.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go fit the luckiest, copy from to be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me way.
Yeah, man. Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom. Confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family payment seminar. Before December, maybe release motivational bomb. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
I just want to hear. Welcome to season 2 of Play by Ear. Make some noise! This is the only show. All you need is your ear to win some cash.
When I
say play by ear, what you say?
This is Bishop Ene Takia Boy, inviting all Victory Bible Church members and friends and family. I want you to understand that God has been so good to us for 40 years. 40 years of Jesus is our victory. So don't forget that we are all expected. We are all required. We must all gather from 27th and then 28th, 29th, 30th. But don't forget that 31st, which is Friday in the evening, we are all marching to Independence Square. Then on the 2nd, we are having our grand finale celebration of our 40th anniversary at Independence Square. Right from the morning, don't forget, right from the morning, this God who is faithful, this God who brought his son Jesus to die for us. This God has been so great. God bless you. I will expect you, and I know you will be there. God richly bless you.
You're still watching Inside Pages on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro, and I have my guests who are already seated for us to kickstart our conversation this morning. I do have Mr. Comrade Chris Dugan will be joining us shortly. He's the Corporate Communications Director of the National Lottery Authority. He'll be joining us shortly in the studio. But in the studio is Nanayao Sapong, who is the Deputy General Secretary for the United Party. Nanayao, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show. And I hope you're doing very well. Wonderful. Great. It's been a while. It must have been about 4 weeks since you made an appearance. Right. Okay. Okay, I'm told there's a bit of a challenge with the microphone, so please bear with us. It will be sorted ASAP, and then I'll come back to you. No, I think it's off. There's a problem. They'll come and sort it out just briefly. But before that, or whilst at it, let me also say that Charles Forson is here. Charles Forson is the Honourable Member of Parliament for the people of Tema Central. Good morning, Honourable. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that your microphone would work. Please take it. Yes, lift it up a bit so that we can. Yes, lift it up a bit so that we can get better sound from you. Yes, I think this should be fine. Yes, good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing very well. I think it's your first time. It's the first time on the show.
Please,
is the first time on Metro TV?
Yes, please. This is
Oh,
the first time.
okay. That's.
And thank you for having me.
Yes, and thanks for making time. We're grateful, really, really grateful that you made time. Because oftentimes weekends is when you want to, spend some time with your constituent. And so when you make time to join us, we truly and really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm humbled to be here.
Right. So whilst we're trying to sort out the microphone challenge with Nanayao Sapong, let me start with Charles Forson. Charles Forson, with the issue of the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the presser that he held in the course of the week. And it's about Ken Ofori-Atta. It's also about some of the officials that the Office of the Special Prosecutor believes may have done something wrong. And so by the end of this month, they'll be charging them and taking them to the court. In fact, I've actually heard some people who were saying that perhaps the Special Prosecutor should have just waited, charged them, and take them to court. I mean, you're telling us that, Ken Ofori-Atta is going to be charged? Some say, and so what? And that the Special Prosecutor has done a lot more talking than doing the actual work, and so on and so forth. What would you say was your impression about that presser that the Office of the Special Prosecutor had? What for you are the issues in there that you'd want to highlight?
To extend warm greetings from the studios of Metro TV to the good people of Tema Central, and also the MPP at large, and particularly Honorable Ken Ohene-Agyapong and his team. They are currently in the Eastern region, mourning one of our brothers. The Special Prosecutor, I keep saying that I belong to the school of thought which believes that office, if not that office, the person leading the charge ought to be changed. Because his fixation to media welfare, media engagement is what takes him up, what takes the chunk of what he does. I think this year we approved a budget of about 160 million for his office. And believe you me, I don't think he's done anything that anybody is proud of. We all remember the infamous Cecilia Dapa case. What became of it? People are happy that the Special Prosecutor will invite them because they know it will amount to nothing. I gladly say to all that, look, let us use all the resources we have. The 146 could have been spent or given to the BNI on EOCO. People are happy if EOCO makes an invite.
Okay.
People have faith that BNI makes an invite. But when
it's now NIB.
Yes, NIB. Yes, NIB.
I honestly think that it should be BNI. The NIB thing doesn't really make sense. But
NIB sounds like a bank.
You know.
Yes. Well. But the special prosecutor, just last week, I think there was this banter between himself and then the Attorney General that the office clothed to interdict somebody and bring somebody from abroad down. You are saying that no, you have, but who knows the special prosecutor in the US or in the UK? It is only the Attorney General. And to me, I think we are.
Well, to be fair to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it did not say that its office, or the office, let me put it that way. The office is the institution that's been clothed with the power or the mandate to bring down the finance minister to Ghana. What they are saying essentially is that they do not believe that the Attorney General's office necessarily would require a docket before proceeding with the extradition process of Ken Ofori-Atta, and that what it believes that the office actually needs or requires is just some pieces of useful information, which it says it has given the Attorney General. One, has the man been declared a fugitive from justice? They've given that information to them. Is he on Interpol Red Alert notice? Is he giving that to them? Has the man been arrested? Yes. Has the man been charged? Has the man, are the reasons for his arrest, has that been furnished the Attorney General's office? Yes, they said they've done that. The Attorney General's office also, okay, give us 2 people to join us, go to America and go and bring Ken Ofori-Atta. They said, we've given that to you. So what else do you want from us? But if you still insist that you want a docket, we'll build one for you, but we'll need a bit of time because we have come across new information on some of the investigations that we have done. So allow us to complete investigations into these new pieces of information we have come across. We will put everything together.
It's amazing my brother is doing a wonderful work than the special prosecutor himself. I mean, I'm surprised. Because
I'll tell you what. No, I'm only telling you what
I'm also telling you
what the office of the special prosecutor
from
is
day
saying.
One, he says he's bringing Ken Ofori-Atta down.
Yes.
But the Attorney General is saying that, look, give me the document. Let him study it. You may have point A, but he believes that point A and B will warrant that. You just cannot say that, look, because you, in your media fixation, you think you can bring somebody down, meaning that it will work. The Attorney General...
Sorry, and because people are watching, and we don't want to
banter.
Not even banter.
As if you are defending the
not at all. I don't defend anybody. I know the thing about Metro is we don't defend anybody. We only defend the truth.
That's very important.
What I have heard officially from the Office of the Special Prosecutor is that we are not a centralized, in fact, they use the word designated centralized institution or arm of government that can extradite anybody to Ghana. We are not. Per the legal mutual assistant, which is the LMA, right?
Yeah.
So per the legal mutual assistant protocols, it is only the Attorney General's office that can extradite somebody to Ghana and then hand them over to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. So the Office of the Special Prosecutor has never said that they are the ones who should bring it. In fact, the reason they are working with the Attorney General's office is because they know and understand and appreciate that it's only the Attorney General's office that can do that.
Except you are not telling us that instead of he forwarding the documents to the Attorney General, he took the document to the office of the Chief of Staff.
No. So again,
so let me make
no,
a point.
No. You know why? Oh no, I don't have an interest. No, I don't have an interest. No, it is because
Moro, you are speaking from one point.
No, hold on. No. Listen. Now. I'm talking about, you see, we ought to be able to speak to the facts. I don't have a problem. No, hold on.
He took, it was the chief of staff who rather forwarded the documents to the Attorney General.
Because I don't have an interest. Please don't get me
wrong.
No,
I'm not saying that.
I don't.
But you
I'm just saying that.
All I'm saying is that you are rather polishing.
No, I'm not polishing it. I'm just stating facts so that you can use the facts to make your analysis.
You are acting like the screen touch journalist.
Please.
Oh,
He's my good brother.
The way I treat you. No. So let's just find a final point. There is what we call, there's what we call there's something we call the political interest character, something like that. Again, it's part of the mutual legal assistance requirement. First of all, Ghana must decide whether it is prepared to give the necessary political backing to the OSP, for the OSP to go ahead in collaborating with the Attorney General's office to bring the man down. But to be able to do that, you ought to seek blessing and permission. I'm using permission advisedly because it's not permission as in strictly speaking, but you need approval or basically the blessing of the office of the presidency before you even contact the Attorney General's office and then go ahead with whatever you intend to do. So according to, again, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, they had to write to the Chief of the
So
Chief
you are
of Staff.
speaking from the end of the Special Prosecutor.
Exactly. The Chief of Staff says, okay, you know what, you have our blessing, so go ahead. If the Chief of Staff doesn't do that, they can't do it. It's called a political character question. That's what they say they want to satisfy. So I'm not saying, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a good reason or a bad reason. I'm just saying this is what the office is saying. And then you can go ahead with your analysis.
All that I'm trying to say is that we are wasting resources on the Special Prosecutor's office. The earlier Special Prosecutor, Martin Amidu,
right?
Everybody wish he's staying at play. But now we have a young man, Kisi. Instead of working and getting us the needed money, the NDC told us about ORA, some 23-point-something billion. But now everybody who believes that he or she may have done something wrong is wishing that the Special Prosecutor ought to invite him or her, not the IOCO, not the NIB, the BNI, I must say. Why? Because they know that once they take you there, nothing will come out of it. And believe you me, nothing will absolutely come out of what is happening. He already passed judgment on Mr. Oforiatta some months ago, or he did. But now he's now going to charge the man. After he's passed judgment on the man that, look, the man is guilty, the man will be, in prison for how long? He gave the number of years. But I keep telling everybody, like, look, we need, I'm glad that I think I heard yesterday that somebody has petitioned for his removal. Not his removal. I want that office, if possible, to be scrapped. The resources ought to be given to the BNI, the IOCO, and then the police CID to carry out functional work. Because to what we see is that somebody who goes about with so many cars, so many bodyguards, to what end? And the last time he was celebrating over, being able to retrieve some 100 and something thousand Ghana cedis. And 146 million budget was allocated to him. What I'm hoping is that the finance minister will be presenting his budget, and I hope that we will not approve any budget meant for the Special Prosecutor's office.
So you are for the school of thought that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has outlived its usefulness, and so it must be scrapped?
Of course. He's doing absolutely nothing for the good people of Ghana.
Okay.
Sister Adapa, you are all here. The search, what have you? He said, and then the next day he came telling us that, oh, there's no case against her. All the money that was invested in that office, what has become of that.
So they are not delivering value for the money that we've invested in the office.
It is a problem child.
It's a problem child.
It's a problem child, and I think we need to take that off our table, and then Ghana will move as a nation. We want to fight corruption. I'm one person who believes that fighting corruption is key, no matter if it's an MPP, NDC, and we need to fight from the very top. But what I'm seeing, we are just pampering issues, and we think that based on what he's doing, he comes to the media, true words about, and he thinks that he's working. He's not actually. No, he's not working for the interest of the state. He's working for his own good self.
I see. Interesting. Daniel, did you watch the presser? I don't know whether you watched it or you listened to it on radio.
Yes.
Or you watched it on YouTube.
I watched I termed the. You know, when we were kids, we used to have this beautiful play by the fireside, where Mami Dokno's, where we sit around and Mami Dokno would tell us beautiful stories and tell us Kweku Anansi's wife would not want to eat, but then and she didn't have a mouth, and she had a mouth in the armpit, and so would be putting the yam through. You know, those were very beautiful fairy tales. I don't know who actually paid for the presser, who organized it, whether there was a budget allocation to that effect. But whoever did it should be surcharged. It was just a waste of time and resources. Nobody.
You find something wrong with the OSP updating Ghanaians.
Nobody is against the OSP updating Ghanaians,
Okay.
but when the OSP comes to repeat the story over and over, and there is nothing new to deliver. Moro, let us do Ghanaians a favor. Do you think there was anything new in the presser the OSP held? Is it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Officially, Ken is going to be charged with 6 others.
Was that the new thing you heard?
That's the only new thing, yes.
For how many minutes?
For almost 45 minutes.
We come and stand. We pay you taxpayers' money, give you our money, hard-earned resources. Some time back, you wanted an armored vehicle to sit in. And from June, July, August, September, October, the only new sentence in the presser was, we are, not that we have charged, we are going to charge.
By the end of November.
By the end of November. Such an irresponsible statement. I am not a lawyer. I am not an investigative journalist. I am not a CID. I'm not a private investigator. Do you think even in my layman's capabilities, I would meet the press for 45 minutes and make that statement? Waste of resources. Absolutely. And I have stated on many platforms, I said that there is a special relationship between the OSP, what's his name? Ajabin.
Kisi.
And Ken Ofori-Atta. He was trying to deny it, trying to explain. Didn't he try?
Yes.
Did it hold water?
And what's your basis for that suspicion?
For my suspicion is based on the continuous use of technicalities, trying to beat the minds and the understanding of Ghanaians. As if we do not know what we're doing, as if we don't know how we want to go about it. Are there no procedures to this effect?
But this was the same.
Didn't you find it interesting when the OSP wrote to the office of the Chief of Staff? Does he, the OSP, why the act that establishes the OSP is available online for everybody at all to read? Which aspect of the act, administratively, legally, states that the OSP reports to the office of the Chief of Staff or places requests to the office of the Chief of Staff?
But this is a special case. We're trying to extradite someone here to go.
Is there an act that establishes the office of the special prosecutor? Yes. Do they have their administrative mandate in those acts? Yes. Do they have their legal basis in that particular act? Yes. Which aspect of the act does it state that when the OSP wants to undertake a certain exercise, whether special or ordinary whatsoever, they ought to write to the office of the Chief of Staff. If Julius Zebra, am I right, the Chief of Staff, had made a mistake to have responded directly to the office of the Special Prosecutor, this thing we are discussing today would have had a different turn, different political twist. They would have said that it is the office of the Chief of Staff that is deliberately delaying their efforts. The office of the Chief of Staff was so smart that they rather directed his letter to the Attorney General, which is the right office. He, with Kusi Ajami, with his experience, no can say enquire.
So what do you think Kusi Ajami is on about?
And I'm saying that.
What's your guess?
Based on what is happening, it is the relationship he has with the Kens that is making him want to delay and play technicalities.
You're suggesting Kusi Ajami is playing
He's
games?
deliberately playing games with Ghanaians.
But this was the same office of the Special Prosecutor that willingly, under no duress, came to tell us that they are looking for Ken to come answer some questions.
Oh, why?
They said he's a fugitive
What
from
about
justice.
What about Chaski leader? That is how it starts.
That's how you see this.
He brought, because he had to bring the game up to Ghanaians. So he brought it up to Ghanaians.
But to what end?
To what end? To the end that he has to go. To the end that the office of the Special Prosecutor, and I agree with him. If you did read our great transformational plan, the cluster that deals with governance. Now, the pillar that dealt with corruption, there is a point we made. We said that was point 3. Amend the Constitution to establish and appoint an anti-corruption czar with independent prosecutorial authority separate from that of the Attorney General. If you listen to the Jandam, Kusi Ajami is trying to play with us. All he's trying to tell us is that he needs extra powers separate from the office of the Attorney General so that he can freely operate. That is what he's trying to tell us, which he won't get. But until we amend it and establish that anti-corruption czar. And you see, when we are doing that, it means that we are bringing or we are synchronizing all the anti-corruption agencies, all the agencies that supposedly are supposed to fight corruption. If you remember, I think MP was using Madame Cecilia Dape's case as a case study.
Yeah.
You see what happened with that? It got to a point, part of the case was with the Yoko, part of it was with the Special Prosecutor, part of it was with, I think, the Office of the Attorney General, part of it was also with the CID, and this one says that the docket came to me empty. The other one said that, oh, when it came, it was half docket. This one says that this document was... If we had only one office that was responsible for issues of corruption and the prosecution of it and corrupt-related activities, we wouldn't have been where we were. You understand me?
I get it.
And so I think that it is time that we deal. The point, you see, I wrote something down. I said that to what end? With these presses, to what end? We were here some months back. Honorable MP made that statement. He came to tell us, and in fact, the wife even wrote, Ken's wife wrote a letter.
Yeah.
Do you remember the surgery he went through? A robotic assisted or say, it's do you need 4 months to recover? I've never been there. I pray for good health, and nobody is praying that
anybody should undergo such struggles. But we have experts in Ghana here. When this issue came up, none of these experts stated that it would even take up to a month to recover. In fact, one which I listened to, stated that because of the procedure he went through, the robotic assisted procedure he went through, he didn't even need up to 4 days to recover. So let us assume, without admitting, that there were complications.
It's called the robotic assisted prostatectomy.
So 1 month.
Yes, prostatectomy.
So you want to laugh at me? My L and my R is a problem.
That's not true. That's not true.
So you see,
yeah,
June. That thing was done on the 13th of June, if I recall,
yes.
2025, because that was in the letter and other things that the lawyers and the wife brought out. So July, August, September, October, my brother, let us be honest as a people. You were given an opportunity to serve your nation. I remember in one of his the budget readings where he used to wear a lot of white, when he had committed his 1 year or so salary to the printing of Bibles to be distributed across the nation. The Bibles he printed tells us to be accountable to the people. And after serving, we call on you to come and be accountable, because we think that certain things didn't go right. Are we wrong as Ghanaians to demand accountability from persons we ourselves give the opportunity to serve us? Where did we go wrong? You understand me? Why did we go wrong? Right. But this all boils down to leadership. Leadership of integrity. Ethical leadership. Ethical leadership. Where did we go wrong? How on earth are you able to sign off a single source deal of, if you look at the cumulative nature of it, it was going to be $1 billion, am I right? Without parliamentary approval. Without parliamentary approval. That every month SML would take home 100 million. And you had Ghanaians assisting in such a corrupt deal. And you want us to clap our hands for you? Moro, what's wrong with demanding accountability?
His lawyer tells us, his lawyer, Frank Davis, says Ken Ofori-Atta is not afraid of accountability. He certainly will be in town to face justice. He believes he's innocent. The man is unwell. Give him time to heal and recover fully, and he will be in town.
Prostrate.
Yes.
Prostrate.
Yes. Prostatectomy.
If I may, you see, I don't even fault Ken Ofori-Atta. Do you know who I fault?
Who do you fault?
Kisei Jabin.
He was not the one that allowed him to go?
Let him state this.
What is allowed him to go?
Let him, Moro, let him.
So when Ken Ofori-Atta wrote to the chief of staff and said he needs to go and attend to something.
If the invitation for him to come down had come from Ioko or BNI, he would have been here. But I tell you, quickly, the special prosecutor goes out there to fish for some issues. Some issues that he himself knows that very well that maybe he's going to gain out of it, and then he lets the people go. I'll tell you, you see the SML business we are talking about. Right. Nothing good will come out of it. Nothing good will come out. I'm certain about it, because there's one in there. The person's fiduciary duty is to sign, and the main architects are there. And you are asking such a person to be coming to your office on every Thursday. 2 weeks. He goes there, nothing. He asks, but what am I here for? Because you signed. He said, but in the document, My office ought to sign. The board has already approved, but there are architects in there that who must be charged, who must face the music. But you see, Kisi Ejabin, his act, if it were to be Martin Amidou.
Honorable.
Yes, my brother.
But when Martin Amidou was the special prosecutor, we complained that he was slow.
You know that the other persons involved have been charged.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think he stated some of the charges.
Yes, some of the charges, yes. And the rest will be charged by the end of November.
You see, how much information, additional information, have they gotten that will so much change the docket that we would need to the end of November to know the charges? Don't we charge and then we go to review the charges? Don't we have people being charged and they go for validation?
They keep coming across new information.
So the information they have,
and they ought to investigate.
So what they have, present it. Charge them with what you have. And if there is a need to review the charge sheet, there is a legal procedure to do that.
Okay.
But you don't.
So basically, let us know what you have.
Let us know what we have. What do you have? What are you proposing he will be charged with? Tell Ghanaians. You came to hold a press brief. Tell Ghanaians. Attorney General did the same. And I think that he was able to propose some of the charges that he would be putting out to the court. There were some he held to his chest. But at least we know that some would be thievery, some would be conspiracy, some would be AB. Kusei Jabin, what are some of the proposed charges that your office thinks that the extent the docket is, you are able to put on Keno Friata?
What is this? What's our basis for this impatience that we have with the office?
What is impatience?
Why? Why can't we give them time to do
a
good job?
What good
to
job?
come up with an ironclad case.
Which ironclad?
Then he should keep quiet.
So when they go to court,
so why come to hold the press brief?
They can effectively prosecute.
Why hold the presser? Why?
Because Ghanaians are asking what's happening with the office of the special
But
prosecutor.
he came out first with the Furiata story.
Yes.
From day one. He came out with that story.
He wants
Nobody forced him.
He wants you to know what he intends to do this year, so that you can monitor and follow what they're doing.
Moro, we are talking about $1 billion. How much did we go to take from IMF?
But that ought to be proven in court. That's what he's claiming.
So
it ought to be proven in court.
You think no single money has been paid to SML?
No, of course they've been paid. I mean, they rendered some services, they have to be paid, and they've paid.
How much money? Put SML aside. PDS. How much money is involved? Put PDS aside. The swimming pool we have. How much did we use to dig a swimming pool? Did His Excellency Nana Addo not tell us that he is the one that made a promise to God? We were seated in our homes watching a finance minister deliver a budget and stated categorically, without any ambiguity, that the monies that would be used for the cathedral, no single amount would come from government coffers. Moro, you've been in the game for a long time. Were you not in Ghana when he said that?
I heard him.
How much money have they taken so far from government coffers to dig the hole?
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a break. And I like the part or the points you've just added. So you're asking a rhetorical question, very important question. This is Inside Pages on Metro Television. Please stay with us.
Abusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, the bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Chechi amuni nara mi ding eje baby dapa me di ade sonko kra na ebremo nya ode to aduane mu ama waduane e dapa na me de bremo eno any some spices dey emu wa no bebre o various flavors ubenya eya akoko ubenya nantwie ye di ku jollof mu ma emu ye de ubenya ye di ku nkwan mu ye di ku froye mu ho na kope bito na ema waduane enye de unyimi nia ye nkoni enkonko tie nyankofo eka.
Download your communication to enjoy Uduba. That's Samu Spices. What in the essence? Hi. I'm going to get it. Samu Spices in a Sabi. Daddy so say. Samu Spices.
Samu Spices. Nyama chicken.
Samu Spices. Nsaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors alpha bebre.
Samu Spices, yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Kratwe Yatum.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again.
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be later?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
I'm quick. Pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS you. Cannon pan, na sana, Michiana, what me. A drain I didn't quano. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefit him. Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear?
Abrewa, the smile, Abrente, Mishuve. One antique crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules.
asɛm bi a ɛnyɛ ho.
ɛdeɛ bɛn no wahu ama w'ani agye sei sɛnea na me wife complain wɔ mpa so no Kingdom ginseng power capsules nti sɛsi a mpa so ayɛ dɛ.
Kingdom ginseng power capsules ɛmɛni tie ni asomdue bɛfiri abrɛ bia ɔbaa bia ɔde pua haw no ɛduro baako pa wohia ne tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules esiesie wo ma wo ye ɔbaa sima ɛnuro yi wo benya bi wɔ baabi a yɛtɔn nuro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
Need your attention, please. Mnet Movies 4 brings you Action HQ.
Before I describe the job, I have to know you can do it.
The movie festival where action never clocks out.
1, 2, 3.
Go! Business as usual means fist first, questions later. We don't do spreadsheets.
Some car keys, a couple guns.
We do high speeds.
Put your foot to that floor, and you press.
Our management style, very hands-on. Water cooler chats, surprisingly inspirational.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
This October, Mnet Movies 4 is mission control for mayhem.
Complete destruction.
It's home base for heroics. It's Action HQ. Consider your couch the corner office of chaos. This is not a drill. Report to Action HQ all month long on Mnet Movies 4, where action never clocks out.
You're still watching Inside Pages on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and I'm here with Mr. Charles Forsing, who's MP, Honorable Member of Parliament for the people of Tema. I was going to say Tamale Central because Murtala Ibrahim is a very good friend, so rest in peace. But this man is the MP, Honorable Member of Parliament for the people of Tema Central. And also Naya Sapong is here. He's a Deputy General Secretary for newly formed UP, that's United Party. And we, unfortunately, were expecting Mr. Charles Dugan to join us at 8. But he tells us that he has some domestic problems that he needed to deal with, and so he'll be here, albeit a bit late. We don't know how late he's going to be, but I'm sure that if by 9:30 he's not here, we're sorry we can't have him join us because we really do not think that he'll be able to say much in 30 minutes. But we'll see how that goes. Mr. Charles Dugan is he speaks for the National Lottery Authority, that's the NLA, and he typically is not late for a program, and so would want to assume that this was due to circumstances beyond his control, and that's why he's not here. But all the same, the show would continue. Was it Nanea? Were you on the floor? Or was you on the floor? Yeah, please try and land quickly so we can bring your money.
So I was at a point where I was questioning the OSP as to his performance, because I believe that he has KPIs and he should be able to achieve these KPIs. Honorable made a point, and he said that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has a budget of about 146. Now, if you look at it, 2003, a budget allocation of 129 million plus was to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. In 2024, a budget allocation of 149 million, out of which 142 million or so was released. In 2025, he was seeking 146 million, if I'm right. With this abysmal performance, we give you in excess of 140 million for this kind of performance. If it was a private entity, do you think investors would be interested in pushing their money in there? And Honorable, please, take this message to Parliament that Ghanaians would not be happy if in the next sitting, Parliament approves any budget to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Whichever money he has now...
That's essentially asking that we cripple the office. That's essentially what you're asking for. But why do you want to throw the baby in the bathwater away?
Has
you
there
may have
been,
a problem
has
with
there
Kisei
been
Jabe.
any achievement of the office of the special prosecutor since it was created?
Maybe it's about leadership. Maybe when you change leadership, things will work.
Has there been any? Just name one single achievement. Under normal circumstances, when these things go on, they are supposed to do what we call recovery. From the time it was established, which I have my own opinion about its establishment, because I think that it was somebody's own creation, wanting to destroy another man, that decided to create the office of the special prosecutor. If there's anything to go by, they should give us year by year the issues of corruption they have been able to deal with and how much of those monies they have been able to recover. Then we will we'll compare whether or not we are making gains as a country. If it is name and shame or just coming to sing and give us Kukwanansi stories, I think that we can allow probably government communicators to help us do it. Of course, I mean, the office of the Attorney General has the PR department also. They can come and do this kind of singing for us to hear. But until then, I think that Ghanaians will not want to waste any money on the office of the special prosecutor.
Honorable, is it a call you'll be prepared to heed to?
Yes, I do. I sincerely believe that the president, we need to appeal to the president that department, that agency ought to be scrapped in totality.
Yeah, but you set it up. And I'll say
we as in MPP.
Yes.
I mean, as a business person, if one arm of my business is not doing well, I take it out. That's why we have problem child products that we throw them.
But have you identified why the business is not doing well? Is it because, in principle, the idea of selling that product in itself is not good, but there's something you're not getting right?
No, it's a wasteful venture. Look, on the top of my head, I think the only money he's been able to take back is 100-something thousand Ghana cedis. Yes, but we approved a budget of 146 million. And you think that we should go along and go and approve yet another one. I believe that office ought to go. These resources and all others could be channeled to the IOCO, to the BNIB, then the Ghana Police.
How about if Kisei is done with his job as the prosecutor or the special prosecutor, and then we have a different person. That person, with the same office, can get us more value for money.
I'm saying it's just a duplication of activities, of procedures. Let us give cloth and arm IOCO, the CID, the BNI, to do the work.
But these are the same institutions that you say are very highly partisan. If IOCO picks you up, you say, depending on which party is in power. No, if IOCO picks you up, you say the government. If NIB picks you up, you say it's political.
We support the IOCO.
The OSP picks you up. It's an independent institution. Kisei Jabe is not MPP.
We support IOCO in totality. We support BNI. We support the CID. However, we talk about persecution. The time in detention.
And do you know why you say it's persecution? You say it's persecution because you suspect those who are there are political.
No.
Are political figures.
No, it's not because of that. It is because when the law says that not after 48 hours. Those are the issues that we raise. But between you and I support the IOCO in totality. I believe in corruption being fought from the very top.
You are one in a million. Oftentimes in this country, when IOCO takes people or say causes people to be arrested, if NIB causes people to be arrested, if the CID, if the how do you call it, all the other investigative bodies, once they take somebody up, the conclusion is that it's a political witch hunt. So we say, and at the time we heard Anado say, well, in no order to deal with this perceived political witch hunt, let's create an office which is independent. It's not NDC MPP. So that when that office counts for you, you do not say that a certain political party is after you. You don't think that thinking and the philosophy is a good one?
Just to interject.
Yes.
The mindset or the pronouncement of the ex-president for setting up the Office of Special Prosecutor was not because of persecution. It was not because people were being persecuted, and for that matter, they needed somebody neutral to deal with the matters of corruption. No.
What was it?
No. He made a statement. He wanted, there was somebody in this country who consistently was hitting on and was requesting indirectly some powers to be able to deal with matters of corruption. Then candidate felt that, listen, we can use this person to deal with that matter. And quickly they decided to set up an act that would establish the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
But nevertheless,
when was the Office of the Special Prosecutor
Don't
established?
you think that even the thought that there is such an institution called the OSP is enough deterrent for our public?
What Ghanaians were looking out for then was us to synchronize the efforts of all of these anti-corruption agencies so that we would stop playing draft with issues of corruption.
You mean dummy?
Yes. Yeah, but dummy or botwa.
Yes. And
at the end of the day,
I'm a very good dummy player, actually. It's okay. I want us to wrap up on this.
At the end of the day, it goes off.
Topic, yes.
So that was the main mindset.
Okay.
You understand me? So you see that if they had actually gone ahead with what Ghanaians were requesting, then we would have been able to deal with the issues of corruption.
All right. Charles, so did you mean it when you said
yes
that you would encourage your colleagues not to approve the budget of the Office of the Special Prosecutor?
And we need to petition the presidency to scrap that office. In all sincerity, it's a waste. It's a waste. Besides, those resources could be channeled to IOCO, the police CID, the NIB.
Okay.
Yes. Because look, if tomorrow, if the BNI or the NIB should invite somebody, the speed at which the people report, Special Prosecutor, he has no power. They believe that he only plays to the media, and nothing good is coming out of his office, except Ghana. The Ghanaian is wasting all the taxes at his office.
Romero, just to conclude, just a quick point. I think that we would all agree that updating Ghanaians is good. But what the OSP, Kusie Jabin in particular, should understand is that he should allow the laws and the procedures to work rather than coming out at the end of each month to come and sing to us. The laws and the procedures must work.
Okay.
If they are working, we will not be where we are today.
All right. So let me read this statement which was released by one of the parties in the ongoing investigations into some wrongdoings, as we're being told by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And I'm talking about the Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. They've issued a statement, and sometimes I feel that the SML group has not been heard very fully and very well, because they have a story to tell. And I'm not in any way saying they're wrong or right. That's not the point. But I'm saying that in all the conversations, I don't think that Ghanaians are really listening to this organization, because I've been following a lot of the press releases that have been issuing, and I'm wondering why it doesn't really feature prominently in our conversations, because they really have a story to tell. But this is what they have said through this immediate press release, which was issued yesterday. And it says, SML facts, not rhetoric, should shape Ghana's revenue debate. And it says the company stresses that every claim must be verified by evidence, not assumption. And it was issued yesterday, 31st October 2025 in Accra, Ghana. Now, Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited has noted the extensive public commentary following the Office of the Special Prosecutor's briefing on 30th October 2025. The company reaffirms its full cooperation with all lawful review processes and urges that a national dialogue be guided by verified fact, context, and due process. We will present all relevant documents before the appropriate authorities. We remain proud of the work done, the controls that governed it, and the measurable value created for Ghana, said the company's lead counsel. Now, the rule of law is our compass. Fairness, transparency, and evidence must guide the national conversation, adds the chief executive officer. Now, it starts with ownership and independence, and it says SML is a wholly Ghanaian-owned private company, fully incorporated under the laws of Republic of Ghana. Its directors, shareholders, and beneficial owners are publicly registered with the Registrar of Companies. No current or former public official owns, controls, or patronizes SML. Assertions, suggestions, political or public office ownership are inconsistent with official corporate records. And it talks about nature and scope of services. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority engaged SML under a risk and reward service framework to strengthen national revenue mobilization through defined measurable output. The engagement covers 4 specific areas: transaction audit and external price verification services, measurement audit for downstream petroleum products, upstream petroleum audit as deployment pending permit approval, solid minerals revenue audits, which is deployment pending permit approval. The objective is clear. In customs valuation, SML supports the detection of under-invoicing and mispricing in the petroleum value chain. Its systems provide real-time monitoring, reconciliation, and specialized audit reporting, reducing leakages and improving transparency notably. Now, the upstream and the solid minerals audit operations deployment is pending permit approval under the direction of the GRA. Now, it talks of performance and verification. So the SML has efficiently performed on its transaction audit and external price verification and the downstream petroleum audit contracts under continuous GRA supervision. All payments were tied to verified deliverables and measurable outputs. Oversight mechanisms include technical validation, data and report reconciliation, and documentary confirmation before any payment was made. Now, following approving services in processing and systems capacity, technical know-how, and experience in the provision of relevant electronic and technical solutions, the GRA and the Ministry of Finance consolidated subsisting contracts and extended SML scope to include the upstream petroleum and minerals revenue audit. Now, this extension was based on our proven capacity to develop the requisite technologies to assist the government in effectively monitoring sector operations and ensuring accurate accounting of tax and royalty revenue. Now, at every stage of our operations, the contracting authorities led by the GRA have verified our work, validated results, and administered payment in accordance with established public financial management processes or procedures. Now, SML questions the basis of the purported 125 million cedis to be recovered by the state, and as the evidence on record clearly indicates otherwise. In fact, the state owes SML official statements on verified performance data, and financial reconciliations are available directly from the GRA. SML's revenue assurance audit systems were developed entirely at its own cost and risk without any financial support from the state. To date, our systems remain the first of its kind, fully integrated, multi-site digital audit and assurance system in the world. Now, this integrated audit system in the downstream petroleum operational chain has generated approximately 20 billion cedis in a verified revenue for the state, as corroborated by the respective Bank of Ghana Petroleum Collection Holding account. The system has led to a 92% increase in taxable volumes, while SMS transaction audit service has further contributed to a 33% rise in import clearance revenue collection across the monitored sectors. For context, SML audited the customs classification evaluation reports, the final output from West Blues platform. The exercise led to corrective actions and strengthened oversight by the GRA. Payment systems and invoices. Since 2016, the GRA has administered payments to certain institutions through an automated remittance model and a sharing ratio that predates SML. This formula applies across the revenue ecosystem to entities such as the Ghana Link, which is the ICOMS platform, the Ghana Standards Authority, Ministry of Finance, National Security, Ghana Revenue Authority, Ministry of Trade and Industry, Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. Now, under this model, payments are based on verified performance and formula-driven allocation, not on vendor-generated invoices. Isolating SML for receiving remittances without the OSP recognizing the system-wide framework is both inaccurate and misleading. Now, so the GRA has confirmed in writing that SML performed in accordance with agreed targets. Audit trails, reconciliation records, and supervisory notes available to GRA and the Ministry of Finance corroborates these statements. No duplication of government functions. And it says SML work complements rather than duplicates existing state functions in this downstream petroleum sector. Its systems introduce continuous digital monitoring that address long-standing weaknesses in manual measurements and fragmented data. The company's role is to enhance transparency and accountability, not to replace government oversight. And it says it employs a team of experienced engineers, auditors, and data scientists and collaborates with reputable international technology partners. And he also reiterates that he had no involvement whatsoever in the initiation management on termination of West Blue's contract with the GRA. And it ends, let me read this, to say that SML stands as a Ghanaian innovation story, a private enterprise that assumed operational risk under a performance-based framework and is compensated only after verified results. The company remains committed to strengthening national revenue mobilization through technology transparency and professional integrity. Communications Department, Strategic Mobilization, Ghana Limited. And that's why I keep saying that we've not heard enough from SML. And, of course, listening and reading the statement they just issued, maybe there's got to be some
I love the
conversation or dialogue between the two.
The conclusive blackmail.
The two institutions that appears to be loggerheads, that's the OSP and the SML, because apparently they're paid only after they've been able to show that they've been able to enhance the revenue mobilization of that institution based on which they're being paid. But if that's the case, then really, I don't know what the problem is. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the matters which has to do with. No, we spent almost an hour and a half on this matter. We need some time to talk about haircuts, you know.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Toja be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it at so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, A simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial *712#.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
How much birthday?
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial *712#. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release motivational album. Patapa, Mayesu.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Oh, Jose, and I media semesio. Can any pan, na sana, Michiana, what me? A drain I didn't quano, Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, more benefiting.
Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear?
Abrewa, the smile, Brente, Mishuve. One antique crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what dear Bribia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules.
Assembly,
a devil when Amawani, I say.
Send your name, my wife, complain one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm persuaded.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni tienya sumdie befi abrebia. Obebia o de poa haw no. Edro ba kupa wuhia ne Tremendous Capsules. Tremendous Capsules esiesie wu ma wo ye obesima. Enro yi ubenya bi wo bebia yeton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
I just want to hear. Welcome to season 2 of Play by Ear. Make some noise. This is the only show. All you need is your ear to win some cash. When I say Play by Ear, what you say?
Victory, celebration, legacy. It's 40 years of Jesus is our victory. Join Victory Bible Church International for the Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. A power-packed celebration marking 40 glorious years of God's faith and God's grace. It all begins on Saturday, 12th October with the Mega Praise and Worship Night, a night of pure gratitude and praise. Then get ready for the Wonder Walk on October 25th, a citywide walk of testimony and victory. From October 27th to the 30th of October, the Wonderful Jesus Conference continues live at the VBCI Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Junction. Expect nothing but divine encounters, miracles, and transformation. On October 31st, meet us at the Independence Square for a nationwide gathering of worship, power, and the Word. Then on November 1st, join the outreach program at Mancho Agbona. Then let's touch lives and share the love of Jesus Christ. And finally, the grand service at the Independence Square on November 2nd. Come and witness the glory of 40 years of victory. Ministering are Bishop N.A. Takiyaboy, Bishop Clement Amankwa Isihine, Bishop Elijah Saforo, and Bishop Emmanuel Akon. Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. 40 years of grace, power, and impact. From the 12th of October to the 2nd of November. Victory Bible Church International invites you to celebrate Jesus because Jesus is our victory.
Thanks for staying with us. This is Inside Pages on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and I'm here with Mr. Nanaya Sapong. Nanaya Sapong is the Deputy General Secretary of a newly formed, a newly inaugurated, and newly, I will use the word commissioned. Yes, it is not commissioned, but newly formed political party. It's called the UP, which is led by the former Trades Minister, that's Mr. John, Alan John Chemating. Yes, I wanted to get the arrangement right. And also, Mr. Charles Forsing is also with us here, his MP for Tema Central, and who is making a strong advocacy, is making a call using this platform to members of Parliament to disapprove or not approve the budget of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, because in this case, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has just been a drain on the public purse. It's not fit for purpose. It's quote and unquote not useful. I don't want to use the other word, and that's an advocacy he started on this platform. I don't know how he intends to, whether he intends to continue it on other platforms as well. And he's getting some massive support from the UP, because I don't know whether I can call it the positioning of the UP, because the Deputy General Secretary says, don't approve Kissi Jabin's budget. Anyway, so there's been a recent statement by the Education Minister, Harun Idrisu, where he boldly declared that long hair would not be tolerated in senior high schools because school isn't a beauty contest. He says GES must take full control over the disciplinary issues of students in school, and that it appears that is not what is happening. And so question is, what would be the basis for SHS students not to be allowed to keep their hair? What really is wrong with that? How does that impact on people's moral character and, for that matter, their education? Let me also say that we've been joined this morning by a man who typically doesn't turn up for media discussions late. He usually would come much earlier before the discussion starts, but for some reason this morning he's been here a bit late. But we'll see how we would manage this. I'm talking about the man, Comrade Chris Dugan, is the Corporate Communications Director for the National Lottery Authority under the stellar leadership of Mohammed Abdul Salam. And so, Comrade, good morning, and good to see you. What happened? It's very unusual for you to... Sorry, your microphone is off, so please turn it on. Yes, this is very unusual of you. What happened?
Oh, yeah. I woke up and I realized I wasn't fit, and
okay,
no, as a duty bearer, I need to. So I'm sorry, and let me use this opportunity to apologize to our production team for me.
Okay.
A very good friend.
Deputy General Secretary.
He's a brother.
He's full of mischief. He's full of mischief.
Deputy General Secretary of UP.
Moro, you are my friend too.
The Honorable Member of Parliament for Tema, the good people of Tema West.
Yes.
Tema Central.
Yeah, Tema Central.
Tema Central, yes.
And I see.
The man who's making it, he's made it very difficult for MB Bright for the third time to annex that seat. Lie. You never allow that to happen.
Oh, yeah, but
you're still confident?
Yeah, with all due respect to him, and I want to assure him that we in the NDC owe the indenture of that seat.
Hey.
Yes, we have the indenture of that seat.
That's a very bold statement.
Yes, we owe the indenture.
What does that mean?
Oh, you see, when you have an indenture of a property and somebody is sitting on that property, the fellow is nothing but a tenant.
Oh, you mean he's a tenant?
He is. He knows.
Hey. This sounds
he,
like a threat.
He's a respected man, and a respected one.
But we owe the indenture of the seat. I always say this,
Yes.
The guarantee of certain people within the NDC. You see, I keep saying this. Being a talkative, not him, but out there, doesn't make that I impact. In the sense that, look, Tema Central, we are about 68,000. You have 31,000 people not voting. And you think that is a base. You understand?
Okay.
They should work out the number, the differential between President Mahama and that of our candidate, and myself and then they will see the differential.
All right,
but I'm not here for.
Yes, we'll leave that debate for another day.
I want to talk about the haircut.
Because the thing about Chris is that if you take him on that path, he has the capacity to sustain this conversation. He loves that. He'll give you all the numbers and the figures and the breakdown.
I'm a number person myself.
So that's good. You're a businessman, so I understand. But Chris, I'll start with you.
I always say that the job they ground.
The job they ground.
We are done with the elections. And so the advice I always give people when they have won elections is that you need to be able to perform to be able to sustain.
Right.
You understand? That is why I always agree with Musa Dankwa that you ought to be able to continually engage the people, to be able to know what they want, what they need, because the needs and the wants are sophisticated and they can always change. That is what can sustain you, whether or not. Yes.
All right. So let's start with you, Chris. I mean, you haven't had a bite on any of the topics that we have broached because, for obvious reasons. But the good thing is that you're here. I want to pick your thoughts on this debate which has been rekindled. For some persons, it's an uncomfortable one because we're talking about children, and how this could directly or indirectly impacts on their self-esteem. So you're taking your child to a public school. The education minister says you have no business allowing that child to keep their hair. Cut it. It's not a place for beauty contest.
Yeah, how do?
What do you make of this?
Yeah, how do? Let me associate myself with those who are in support of Education Minister Honorable Haruna Idrisu.
Okay.
That I'm in support of that. As a teacher, always a teacher. Our educational curriculum is set in a way that there must be discipline in the system. And there should be a teacher-people relationship as well. So the standards are set that when you enter an environment that teaching and learning is ongoing, you should be able to differentiate between the learners and the teachers and any other person out there. For example, in our senior high schools, when students are asked to dress anyhow, leave their hair, they can go and braid it any style they want. How will you differentiate between the student and a visitor? How will you? In fact, something must be a symbol to show, to differentiate between learners, visitors, and teachers themselves. For me, it's been long overdue. We don't even need to debate this. We should know it. I don't see why we should be wasting our time and energy to debate this legitimate call. We should be discussing issues about our economy, the way and manner the current government.
Chris, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We've been cutting our hair for God knows how long. When we go to school, I attended Addis Ababa College. It's the best senior high school in Ghana. And it was a requirement for you to keep a low haircut. How has that molded our character? Just before you came, we're talking about corruption-related issues.
You see,
how has that molded our character?
You see, this is the difference. This is the problem we have as a people. When there is an issue, we try to bring in something that is more or less irrelevant. We are talking of discipline in our various schools.
Are we disciplined as Ghanaians?
We must be, and we are to some extent. It must start from somewhere.
I'm not saying we want to. The question is not, are we on course to be disciplined?
We are.
Are we disciplined
as
Ghanaians?
We are. Look, Audu, let me tell you. We are disciplined, but we are not there yet. We are disciplined. But we are not supposed to be more disciplined how we are supposed to be. Look, let me give you an example.
Chris, we've all agreed that part of the reasons why this country is where it is and it's not moving at the pace at which it ought to move when it comes to attaining a certain level of development. It's because we're not disciplined.
So you mean that?
We're not
let me quote you. You mean that when there is, when we take off the haircut, we allow people to dress anyhow. That would do it away with corruption. That is not it. People corrupting themselves in their various positions in government, outside government, has nothing to do with students being disciplined. Disciplinary measures in our various schools is something that we must protect it and make it work. Why? Those days, we were told that these mission schools, when you go to mission schools, there is more discipline there than public schools, because when you are a Muslim and you are attending a Catholic school, whether you like it or not, every morning you go for a morning mass.
Yeah.
You may possibly even go to church every Sunday. Okay? And when you are a Christian, you go to Islamic school, you'll be compelled to do certain things because there is discipline. But yet people go there, come out, get positions, and they are corrupt. So for us to discipline our students at that stage has nothing to do with corruption. Well, it's good. I agree that when you are properly brought up, you are careful the way and manner you handle things. Yeah. That is a fact. We can't run away from that. But corruption in itself is something else. We have something we call, in those days we have a subject in our school, they call it life skills.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Yes,
I think it's
life
not moral,
skills.
It's not moral and...
No, I don't even know how the curriculum...
Life school starts from JSS.
Yeah, I don't even know how the curriculum today is.
It wasn't pre-JSS.
Yes, we have life skills.
The commonest one was in Courtesy for Boys and Girls.
Courtesy for Boys and Girls.
Yes.
We have even there used to be a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Courtesy
How
for
to
Boys and
trim
Girls.
your nails and to keep
And
your
those things.
Yes.
And look, you see a young chap in school, you see an elderly man, you don't know him from anywhere, he's carrying something, you quickly rush, take the thing from him and greet him. Can I help you? Where are you going?
I told you your microphone is off. Wait, no, this one? Or you mean on? Okay, all right, please go ahead. So they'll sort your microphone is off. They'll sort it out for you shortly. Yes, please go ahead.
You understand? We can no longer see those things. You will be carrying things, your neck is breaking, and the young people will see you and laugh at. They don't care. They don't give a hoot about that. So as leaders, we need to bring back disciplinary measures in the schools. The Honorable Minister has realized that the way and manner people dress anyhow, you see someone going to school as if he's going for a disco or a nightclub. How can you be going to school and your hair is at your back and you are going to see that? Look, sometimes I am in position, I always accuse my other colleagues who see a student you are going to teach as your wife. I accuse them for that. But sometimes, some of these things, entice people, temptation. Because the way she dressed, she looks like your wife. She dressed like your wife in the house. You can't see the difference between a student and your wife. You see where the temptation starts from.
Well, you should be able to see the difference because one you married her, the other one you haven't.
That is why I'm saying that, please. That is how we see it. Okay. I am saying when the dress is not measured. You see somebody going to school and you cannot identify is the fellow going to school or going to work. And some of them.
So it's a good move.
Very good move. It's a fantastic one. Look, somebody will even dress. Due to the way they dress, they say they are going to school, they won't go there.
Yeah.
And you will not believe it.
Okay.
Somebody will dress, has the long hair, go somewhere, change and put something else and be walking around.
Okay.
Go and do his or her thing somewhere.
Okay.
Come back at the same hour and say, oh, I went to school.
Okay.
So for ministers to make that call, I think it's needless for any other person to say you disagree. Why is it? Look, if you want your child to dress anyhow, to dress like a Jamaican going for disco, You can send the child to the schools, excuse me to say, with all due respect to private school, you can send your child there. And I believe that those who are even proprietors of private schools will not entertain those things. Because when we say an institution, a learning institution, an educational institution, what is it? I think people must understand the concept of an educational institution.
Okay.
When you understand, when we get to understand the concept of educational institution, I think this argument will not be raised in the first place.
Okay. Nanea and Charles, I have some bad news for you because our time is up. Our time is up in 3 minutes.
Okay. But just in
small points.
See, once government remains the sponsor of public institutions, they ought to be able to draw out the ethical orientation of the peoples.
True.
Once they remain the sponsor. And so I agree. If you have the money and you have the resources, and you think that you can weekly or bi-weekly maintain the hair of your child, of your ward, the private school is there. I am wondering how a child in the secondary school would have to, on weekly basis, go to the salon whatsoever to keep the hair. And people are making the argument that it would even create jobs on the campuses. How? This is an opportunity you are going to give these children to be hanging out unnecessarily. Moro, you see, we owe these children a responsibility. Cultural values. Very key. Principles. This is what is going to guide these children as they grow. In Tamale Polytechnic, when I was a student, we had this business law lecturer who would come to class, and if you're not properly dressed, sticked in with a tie, he would walk you out.
He was very strict about it?
And he was very strict about it. You see, and most of my colleagues did not know how to put on a tie. They didn't know how to tie the knot. You understand me? Do you remember what happened with... You remember what happened to you at UPSA?
Yes.
Recently?
Yeah.
UPSA.
Yeah, I remember.
I was very much excited about it. With all due respect to our ladies, not with any man.
But that's a university.
I don't want human rights people to call me. But I thought I did my voluntary service with the Women Vocational Institute in Sunyani. How do you come to my class as a man? I was then teaching entrepreneurship skills, and you don't wear a bra, and they wear the shirt, and you see things you are not supposed to see. And they will tell you that.
I'm disoriented.
How? I would walk you out. Because in as much as it is your right, you are harassing me. You wear sleeveless like singlet and go and sit in a lecture hall. For who to lecture you?
No, you won't have that problem.
We are not.
No, you won't have that problem.
So
let me get Charles's 1 minute. Charles, now he's strong. He doesn't have that problem.
I sincerely believe that it's about time we restart the whole our culture, our values, our discipline. We need to start. I support my senior colleague. I mean, we need to start from somewhere.
Yes.
We talk about corruption, but it starts from somewhere.
It started from somewhere.
And I sincerely believe that, look, the fight against corruption must start from somewhere. Okay. Through our dressing, through the haircut, we need to manage our kids.
Mindset change.
And yes, exactly.
Mindset change.
And discipline in all that we do will take us far. And we all need to encourage and support the Honorable Minister for the call. And I sincerely support it in totality.
Okay. All right.
Today it is hair
because
we are fighting.
Tomorrow
they want to dress naked to class. And
yes,
we say
tomorrow I did 1 to 5. I did 1 to 5.
Okay.
The sixth form. Okay. You know. And during our time, I don't think anybody. Yes, I'm far old. Yes, I'm far old.
Probably late 40s or early 50s.
No, I'm in my 50s.
Oh, yeah, your 50s. Okay.
Somebody did 1 to 5.
Yes. No, people sometimes assume I'm 30 something.
Yes, I would give him 40.
So I'm saying that we did sixth form, and who are you to keep those twisted hair?
Yeah. No, there was discipline.
Discipline.
They used to call something, excuse me to say, even, look, those days, there was something we call societal discipline.
Yeah.
There was societal discipline.
Your neighbor will make sure that you do the right thing.
My in-laws are in for word, and yesterday we were discussing it.
Okay.
Because they are based in the UK.
Okay.
Yesterday we were discussing it. Societal discipline.
Yes.
I was telling her that in our society, you send a child out, and the child belongs to the society.
Yes.
Yes.
If the child does wrong, he will be he or she will be disciplined and brought home.
Exactly.
And we need
collectively. Now, where are we?
So we want to be at the forefront of being disciplined because our time is up. So I want to thank you very much. I've enjoyed this. I think we should do this. We should do this again next week. I want to thank you very much, Chris Dugan. Unfortunately, Chris couldn't join us early for very good reasons. He wasn't feeling too well, but he still had to do this for for God and country. But so we're grateful. We're grateful, even though you're not too well. We've been able to make it, to make your inputs known about the haircut matter in schools. And also, Nanaya Sapon, a very good friend of the media, especially to Metro TV. We're so grateful that you've been able to make time. He's the Deputy General Secretary of the UP, that's United Party, and also Mr. Charles Forcing yesterday, his MP for the good people of Tema.
You know one thing, the UP, as soon as Japan win, they are all coming back.
The UP has come to stay.
Have a wonderful weekend. Assalamu alaikum.
Victory, celebration, legacy. It's 40 years of Jesus is our victory. Join Victory Bible Church International for the Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. A power-packed celebration marking 40 glorious years of God's faith and God's grace. It all begins on Saturday, 12th October with the Mega Praise and Worship Night. A night of pure gratitude and praise. Then get ready for the Wonder Walk on October 25th, a citywide walk of testimony and victory. From October 27th to the 30th of October, the Wonderful Jesus Conference continues live at the VBCI Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Junction.